I made this PMC silver brooch from a ginkgo leaf and branch. I recorded the process to show you in this how-to video. Here I've taken the ginkgo branch and reduced its thickness in half along its length so that I can glue it down to my plexiglass board. Here I got my thermoplastic in hot water, making it soft in preparation for making the branch mold. This thermoplastic material, when it gets hot, becomes very pliable. It's an excellent material for making molds. You can also use a two-part silicon material for making molds, or a castable material for making molds. Here I've taken the thermoplastic and pushed it over the branch, making sure that I got it into all the little crevices and corners. Turn the plexiglass over so you can see where the mold is. I've covered the mold making material with plastic wrap, and I'm going to use polymer clay to build a support for the mold. I cover the polymer clay with plastic wrap to keep it from sticking. Unwrap it. And lift it up off of the mold. There it is. Okay. Now I've trimmed off the excess polymer clay and baked the polymer clay in the oven. Now I'm going to coat the mold with a little bit of olive oil and press my silver clay into the mold. Now here I've pressed about 10 grams of silver clay into the mold, and then I covered it with a plastic wrap, and then used the plastic wrap to push the silver clay further down into the mold to get a good impression. The plastic wrap keeps the silver clay from sticking to my fingers. Once I've got a good impression, the silver clay completely down into the mold, then I can remove the plastic wrap and turn the mold upside down and carefully extract the silver clay from the mold. Since I've coated the mold with olive oil, it comes out pretty easy. Here I made two of these silver clay branches. One of them I'm going to leave in its natural state, and the other one I'm going to polish a high shine, like a mirror shine. After firing, you can see the natural one, the details have come through very clean, very nicely. The polished one is nice and shiny. That's the one we're going to use for our brooch. Okay, the leaf, I've mounted it on a lump of polymer clay, shaped like a saddle. Get the leaf the right shape that I want for the project. And to hold it for me while I paint the silver clay paste onto the back of the leaf. I'll paint the silver clay paste on the leaf in several layers till I get it about a 1/16 of an inch thick or so, and then I'll separate the leaf from the clay and fire it. And there's the fired leaf after several layers of clay have been built up, and then the leaf burned away. Now I mount the leaf on the branch. I roughened up the branch with sandpaper and put a bed of wet clay down at the junction there, and then laid the leaf into the bed of wet clay, and then fire them both together. Alright, now I'm working on the wire that goes from the end of the leaf down to the branch. That's about a 14 gauge pure silver wire. I cut it a little bit longer than it needs to be, and it'll go from the tip of the leaf down to the branch about like that. I also took some of the silver wire, the pure silver wire, and flattened it. And then bent that flattened wire into a little U shape for the brooch pin hinge, and a little J-shaped piece for the brooch pin latch. Now I flattened the leaf stem piece of wire at both ends, but I flattened it offset to one, biased to one side, as you can see there, so that when I mount it from behind like that, the leaf stem will look like it's coming out of the branch and off the end of the leaf. And I've mounted that with in a bed of silver clay paste. I mounted the latch and the hinge in a bed of silver clay paste as well. And let this dry. Once it's dry, it's fired, and then I can start working on the pin itself. I take a piece of 18 gauge sterling silver, and bend the loop for the hinge end. Like that. At this point, this wire is too soft to use as a pin. I need to work harden the wire. To work harden it, I'll bend one end at a 90-degree angle, and then grip the hinge end in a pair of pliers, and grab the other end and start twisting the wire around itself. And with each twist, the wire gets stiffer and stiffer and stiffer, but it doesn't change its shape. It's still round. You can see about five twists or so, and the wire gets very stiff. You can see when I tweak it, it actually springs. Okay, cut the wire to length and sharpen it, and mount it through the hinge point with a piece of sterling silver hinge. And the other end goes underneath the latch. And there it is. That's the finished brooch piece, all shined up and ready to go.